Hi everyone, Kodandi here, and I am an Aadheenam Vasi at Nityananda Peetham, Bengaluru Aadheenam. That means that I am a resident here. It's like an ashram, but it's so much more. It's an ashram and a temple, and they have a goshala, a traditional dairy farm, and they have publications, and they do videos and programs, and so much. So today, I want to tell you a little bit more about this amazing, magical place. Just the location, the geography, the landscape, and some of the interesting things that are gathered here, or that are visible here, that come here, that live here around us and around the Guru, that live around the Guru here. Swamiji, Paramahamsa Nityananda. We're all living on this beautiful piece of land outside of the city of Bangalore. It's about an hour outside, and it's a good-sized campus, and sometimes there's more people here than others, but there's a lot of others here. There's one woman in particular that is also an Aadheenam Vasi that has this amazing extraterrestrial connection, and every night we go out at 11 p.m., 11:11 actually, and we stand with her and we look into the sky and we see UFOs. Now, I'm an amateur astronomer. I know how to identify things in the sky. I can tell you, which ones are stars, which ones are planets. I can, find the cardinal directions from looking at the sky. I can name constellations. I can, tell you all sorts of facts about galaxies and the sun and all sorts of stuff like that. I used to volunteer at the observatory, and I was working with the telescopes out on the observatory deck. So it was like my hobby, my volunteer job, to educate people about astronomy and the sky. And so this isn't like me mistaking, Venus for something. This is stuff that is not astronomical. And it's like every time we go and look and we see something, and some nights are better than others. 2 nights ago in particular, I think we saw like 4, it was either 3 or 4. One of them was kind of big and close. One was a further up triangle shape. And a third one was like the best. It was bright light and looked like a star, but was not a star, and it was blinking very specifically, very rhythmically, and then it just went out and it was gone. And when I talk about this stuff, these sorts of things, these ships, these UFOs, don't look like in movies or TV. I mean, maybe a little bit. Like the triangle one looked like, all I could see was the triangle lights kind of going in and out. The one that was big and close, I didn't really get a good view of what it was, but it looked like the atmosphere was moving, and there was some odd like lights and shooting stars and things like that around it that apparently is a sign that there's a ship there. And the one, it was like this one bright point of light in the sky that was kind of far off. And a lot of times the other times that we've seen this stuff, they've been, these UFOs have been kind of further up, farther out, I guess in orbit around Earth or something. So there's that. Now, last night, I wanted to go to bed. I didn't want to stay up for 11 to look at UFOs, and so I'm just like, I'm so tired, I want to go to bed, I don't want to look at UFOs today. And everyone thought that was funny, that I was just so not excited about seeing UFOs. And I wanted to actually walk down to the temple at the gate and then go to bed. And so that's what I did. And as I was walking down to the temple, there were these two orbs that were following me, and they, you know, it's like they're right at that edge of the vision, where, you know, there's reasons why, you know, weird things kind of come up in that sort of, you know, periphery, but they were kind of hanging back there, but they were very clear and very distinct. There was one on each side, and there were also all of these little beings, like the little earth spirit beings, like fairies, I guess, that, I mean, I'm always very aware of this kind of stuff, but last night in particular, they were like extra shiny and extra present and really, really curious, I guess, really watching me as I walked down to the temple and back. And I mean, I don't know, maybe I was just open more than usual to seeing them or feeling them. But I definitely am, you know, very aware of their presence in general. But last night in particular, they were very active and really making themselves known. I got down to the temple, and when I was walking back, again, the little, like, fairy earth spirits. But also, there was one of the buildings, it was on the left, and I kind of, you know, I'm kind of looking up a little bit, and I noticed there's these ribbons of light that sort of fall down from the sky in the distance. These three ribbons of light, sort of like the auroras, but definitely not the auroras. I mean, this is Bangalore. We're not seeing auroras out here. And they weren't the right colors either. I mean, I don't know, maybe you get like blue and pink auroras, but yeah, it's just these three ribbons of light that just like came down from the sky and landed, I don't know, somewhere out in the distance. I couldn't really tell. And so, you know, I didn't see any like UFOs, but I had all these other sort of interesting spiritual things that I saw here. So yeah, if you are interested, this is definitely a magical place. If you're curious to see these things, just come. You know, we're residents, we live here, we see them all the time. We can, you know, take you with us and, you know, show you what we see, and, you know, it's great. And, you know, the guru does initiations for third eye awakening, so I mean, who knows what sort of mystical powers he'll be initiating people into by the time you get here. Right now, for the rest of this year, there's a lot of interest in the third eye awakening and materialization. But then in December, there's a big program that is sort of releasing the next set of powers or the next level of whatever. I'm not entirely clear. It's called Maha Sadashivoham. I'll put all the links down below of, you know, the programs that are run here that you can come and get these initiations and hang out with us and all sorts of cool stuff. If you're interested, please, absolutely, check it out. I think you should. I have had entirely positive experiences with these programs, and they've really changed my life. I will have to get into that more. A lot of people are getting really curious about my recovery from PTSD through doing the work here, through being here at the Aadheenam now. So I think I'll be posting about that again soon. But my video's running along, so okay, Nityanandam everyone.